honestly believe that so many so-called wavy hair routines.
My current wavy hair routine.
Twirl it in.
Gonna glaze it over the top.
Then you turn it on.
Break that cast.
Are actually just watered down versions of curly hair routines or the curly hair method. I love wavy hair styled naturally. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. But a lot of methods online can make your hair look okay at first, then it drops, gets frizzy and doesn't last. Waves are not curls. And if you want results that last and for your hair to still feel soft and touchable, I don't think it has to be complicated. It's just about working with the natural S-bend of your hair, enhancing it, not trying to change it. I've got 2 super simple techniques that I want to share with you that will help to leave your hair soft, enhance your natural wave pattern, and give you results that will last until your next wash routine. Then I thought we would chat a little bit about product options because that's the part that you will want to tailor based on what your hair needs. Oh, Buzzy's just joined us. The first method is perfect if you prefer to air dry your hair. Okay, so after product application, and we will come back to products a little bit later, you want to make sure that your hair is really smooth. I like to either use a wide tooth comb, a tangle teaser, or today I've just got my blowout brush to hand, which is also from Tangle Teaser. The aim here is just to smooth the hair cuticle and make sure that you can't see any visible frizz. If your hair is already frizzy while it's wet, it's definitely going to be frizzy once it's dry. I'm working in 2 large sections because I wear a centre parting, but just split your hair wherever you naturally like to part it. Take your first section and smooth it through. Once it's nice and smooth, hold on to the ends, and because my hair is longer, I do also support it closer to my scalp. Then, starting from the ends, you're going to bend the hair back on itself, twisting and folding it upwards in one large section. It is quite hard to describe, but hopefully you can see it clearly here. You're basically creating that natural S-bend shape that wavy hair already has. Once I get up towards the root, I give a very light, gentle squeeze. Nothing too violent because we're not trying to roughen everything up again. And then I just gently release my hair. You're then going to repeat exactly the same thing on the other side. Smooth it through, bend and twist the hair back on itself, gently squeeze and release. You can see the result is already a soft S-bend. It's not curly, it's wavy, and I think this is why it will last so much better because it is so close to what your natural texture already wants to do. One of the problems that I have with the manipulation technique of scrunching, I've just realised that scrunching might be squeezing and crunching together. Did everybody else know that already? Anyway, I find that scrunching my hair actually causes frizz, and I think it's because you're going in the sort of opposite direction of the hair cuticle, so it actually roughens it and disturbs that natural pattern. If this sounds familiar, if this happens to you, you might want to try this method instead. If you're finding this video helpful, I would love it if you just take a second to click on the thumbs up if you're not already subscribed but think, oh, this seems like a lovely community. You'd be right, I'm going to join. You can hit the subscribe button, you can hit the bell if you want to get notified, and now apparently there is also something called a hype button, so if you see the hype and you think, yeah, do you know what, we really need more people to find having wavy hair easier, then perhaps you could also click on that hype. I'm sorry for all the admin, I mean honestly, it's not me, it's YouTube. Okay, technique number 2. For technique number 2, you've got a couple of options depending on whether you have bangs, a fringe, or shorter face framing layers. Because I've still got some shorter layers around the front, and because this part of my hair is higher porosity, it will dry out quite quickly. So I like to smooth and dry it first so that it doesn't get frizzy. I'm literally just tucking the rest of my hair out of the way here. I clearly couldn't be bothered to go and find a clip, so I've just shoved it down the back of my denim shirt. What a pro. Then I'm going to smooth that front section with my blowout brush and use my Cloud9 hairdryer on the fastest speed but the lowest heat. This is not complicated styling. I'm just smoothing the front section to get rid of frizz and adding a little bit of shape. Once it's almost dry, I take a large round brush, I particularly like this one from Amik, and I use it to lift up the roots. Then I just twist once for shape and direct the airflow down the hair, which will help keep everything smooth and reduce frizz. And you can see it's just created a nice smooth finish with a little bit of shape, but no need for lots of styling. And now I'm just going to rough dry the rest of my hair. I really like using the Tangle Teaser blowout brush for this. It's a vented hairbrush, it's very gentle. It is, however, a bit spiky, so I do make sure to keep it away from my scalp, but it is so good at keeping my hair smooth while it dries. Once it's almost completely dry, you're ready for the roping technique. Now, I think I first saw this technique on Instagram, and I'm sorry, I can't remember who the original creator was. I definitely didn't invent this, but I've adapted it slightly for my hair. Same as technique 1, I'm going to work in 2 large sections with a centre parting. I start just by smoothing my hair down with the brush, and then you want to twist the hair away from your face. The first twist, well, that's really nice and easy because you've got both hands free. But once you've got that one twisted, you do need to hold on to it while you twist the other side. And honestly, the best way I've found to do this is holding it between my teeth. I know, sorry. Don't worry if shorter layers fall out, mine do, which is exactly why I like to style those front pieces separately. And don't worry about this looking perfect. The point is to create not a perfect curl pattern, but just to encourage soft, natural wave shapes that last. This also works on wet hair, but it will take much longer to dry. Once both sides are twisted, you're going to clip them together and leave them for as long as you can. 30 minutes is good, but an hour or more is definitely better. The longer you leave it, the stronger the shape will be. I usually just tuck my shorter face framing pieces behind my ears to encourage a bit of shape there as well. Then honestly just leave it. And when you take it down, you get this really pretty, soft natural wave, a bit like braid waves, but it's just so much quicker and easier than braiding. I am not good at braiding. Let's chat products. Wavy hair naturally has a more lifted cuticle. This means that we absorb moisture, but we also can't be as efficient at retaining it. I have found that by far the best technique to help with frizz and dryness is to use a lightweight leave-in conditioner first and then lock and seal that hydration into my hair by adding an oil after. If you have very fine hair that is easily weighed down, I would say for leave-in conditioners you want to stick with lightweight sprays and mists. One of my absolute favourites is Bumble & Bumble's Invisible Oil. It adds shine, it detangles, it makes my hair feel silky smooth. But if you want a more budget-friendly alternative to that one, I'd recommend Revlon Unique One. I personally love the coconut version. Or Not Your Mother's Curl Talk if you're looking to add a little bit of protein into your routine. Now, if your hair is slightly on the drier side, which mine is, there are actually some really good lightweight creams that sometimes I find can just add that little bit more hydration to my hair. My all-time favourite is Olaplex No. 5 Moisturiser Mend. It's got a lovely, creamy but lightweight texture. It doesn't make my hair feel flat or weighed down, but it definitely does a great job at hydrating, detangling, and you can also use it on dry hair, so it's really good to use on your ends. An amazing alternative that I've recently discovered is from, I believe it's an Australian brand called Mugu, and it's their leave-in conditioner protein shot. it just makes my hair feel silky and revitalised. Now, to seal in all that hydration, my absolute favourite oil has to be Olaplex number 7. Or if you want something a little bit more budget friendly, L'Oreal's Extraordinary Oil. Now, if you still feel that you need a hold product, I would recommend a very lightweight all-in-one styler. So you could choose something like Evo's Liquid Rollers Curl Balm or Bumble & Bumble's Don't Blow It for fine hair. And then if that still doesn't feel like quite enough, perhaps you want a little bit of a stronger hold product, I'd opt for Olaplex number 10, which is their gel. It's still very lightweight, so it won't leave behind a crunchy residue that you need to then scrunch out, and it definitely does help tame some frizz. Over time, I have just found that my hair doesn't really need a ton of hold product. It will naturally hold on to the shape that I've styled it in once it's dry, if I have stayed really true to that very loose S-bend that I have. If you'd like a little bit more of a step-by-step routine to that first technique I showed you, the bend and twist, then you may want to watch this video next. Thank you as always for being here. Have a lovely day. Take care. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.